hotlines, right? So what that is where we open up the phone lines, we let you guys call in, we talk about everything, we break some stuff down in regards to how it plays out with the Chicago Bulls team. And we're going to do one of those today. We're going to allow some people to get in the chat. We're going to allow this to fill up a little bit before we go ahead and do that. But we are going to do it. I'm going to put the number up. Once I put the number up at the bottom of the screen, that's when the crisis hotline begins. That's when you guys can call in. And I hope you guys do. Oh, wait. We didn't do the most important thing. Let's play that intro.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
All right, Bulls fans, welcome to the Crisis Hotline. We're going to open up the phone lines here in a second. We're going to let a little bit more people get in the chat. I already see the shy in the chat. The Bulls are, it's way too early to say they're done. Now, you can say that they are pointing and heading towards that direction, but even then, it's not done. Like, the Bulls aren't done. Like, that's, I get it as fans. That's a bit of an overreaction. The Bulls aren't done. They suck right now. They're a pathetic-ass team right now, but we're still only 28 games into 85-game season. Again, up 82 game season. A lot of teams have turned it around second half of season. This is not just unique to the Chicago Bulls. Remember last year, this same time when it was the Boston Celtics, Charles Barkley was saying that the Celtics needed to trade either Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. It's way too far to say it's early. Now, I will say this, it is heading in that direction. I will definitely say that it is heading in that direction, and this team has not improved in the way that I think anybody would have wanted them to. But again, to say the season's over is overreaction. It's not over yet. It's not over. It's way too early to say that it's over. The fact that I went to the game last night is because, listen, you got to go to the UC. The UC is the Mecca. The UC is one of the few places in life that I look at as a sanctuary. The studio is one of them. At least you got to go to the UC. That's a hell of an experience in of itself. So, yeah. Omar says, I don't have faith in this team anymore. And you're rightfully so to feel that way. You are rightfully so with everything going right now to feel like you don't like the faith in this team is over with and done. Anybody who tells you that you don't have the right to feel like to not have faith in this team is stupid, because that is definitely a valid feeling to have with how this team is playing right now, so to not have faith in how this team's playing. Yoslin says, all eyes on Acme. Yeah, for sure. Definitely for sure. After this road trip, folks, we'll see. Yeah, we will see. We definitely, I mean, we're seeing now, right? And that's why I said on my pre-recorded episode today is like I said, at the end of November, we will know, because of all the games the quality teams that team face, but then they beat a lot of those quality teams and lost to the teams that were bad. So I was like, all right, let's give it until up and leading to Christmas. Let's see how this team is going to play. But at the end of the day, you can keep kicking the can down the road. At some point, we're just going to know who this team is this season, right? Omar says, we lose back-to-back to New York, who happens to be, yeah, it happens. Like, welcome to sports. That happens. I mean, it does. It happens. The freaking Bears beat the Packers in the playoffs. It didn't mean that the Packers are all of a sudden a worse team than the Bears, right? No, they still owned us for the next decade. Can we get, no, you can't, listen, that doesn't matter. I'm not for any, like, I get it, all this and I said this before in the episode, I'm always going to be nostalgic about D-Rose. And I'm always going to want, the fan in me is always going to want to see D-Rose in the Chicago Bulls uniform. But what does that do for this team? We already get on this team. Let me get this straight. You want Jerry Reinsdorf to make a move to generate more money again and continue using this team as a cash cow, but not improve the team and their standing. Because getting Derrick Rose, it's going to sell a lot of jerseys. It's going to get a lot of people on their feet. It's going to generate a lot of money for the city of Chicago and Jerry Reinsdorf. You know what it's going to do for the Bulls team? Not a goddamn thing. Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. It's not going to do shit for this team. So you want us to do another move to just put more money in Jerry Reinsdorf's pockets that he's not going to put back in the team? Is that the point that we're at now? We're at the point to where we want to support Jerry Reinsdorf using this franchise as a cash cow and not making the necessary moves to actually improve this team and get this team back at a championship level. That's what you're saying by the Derrick Rose thing. Because that's all that's going to do. That's all it's going to do. Yasin says, I don't understand how we have talent on this team and play like trash, and we've had worse teams in the past that went out there and hustled. That's the difference, right? And that's why I always say this. And even when fans, they just come up with trades just to get the biggest names here, right? That doesn't always translate to wins. You can be a talented team and be talented and sitting your ass at home in the playoffs. You had the roster has to fit. You can't just throw talent at it, right? What right now we have in a roster is close to what Garpax did with just drafting a bunch of players that didn't fit together with no plan of how to actually build a team with all those 7th overall picks. That's all they did. They drafted a bunch of players that had upside, but didn't really think about how developing those players. Right now, the Bulls, on the flip side of that, have a team with a lot of talented players without a coach that with a coach that doesn't use that talent to the best of their abilities. On a roster that doesn't truly fit together, and you're not developing your young players on top of that. The Bulls right now are in a purgatory. Let's be clear there. Facebook user says, do you think it's a coaching thing? I know they just extended Billy's contract, but I think he is the problem. I said this before. There's no one problem on this team. Coaching is a problem. Roster construction is a problem. Not being able to shoot the ball is a problem. Zach LaVine not being what we paid Zach LaVine for has been a problem. DeMar DeRozan dribbling the air out of the ball and 12,000 pump fakes is a problem. All those things are a problem on this team. And so it's multitude. You can flip out the coach right now, and that coach may be able to get a little bit better out of this team, right? But it's still going to have some of those inherent issues. So it's a lot of things right now with the team. We need to play more modern or play their offense. Looks downright ugly at times. Don't get me started on how we let teams shoot threes on us. Oh, I've said it. We play a 2005 offense in 2022. Absolutely. Dan Petty getting on an OG all good. Who did I get on? What OG did I get on? You're talking about the DeRozan thing. I mean, I'm not really getting on you for that. That was more of a rant about the common mindset of Bulls fans, not necessarily you, bro. You know you fam. Yeah, but that's short-sighted. Again, what does that do? That doesn't do shit for the roster construction. And there still is a way that you can change this roster, and Billy D can use that roster better. They made their bet. So you can be a broken record all day if that's your thing, if being a parrot, and I don't mean that, I guess that is kind of offensively, but I just meant in repeating the same thing. Let that be your hill to die on. But that doesn't really change shit. It doesn't change shit. The biggest issue on this team is not just Billy Donovan. He's now become the biggest thing that fans put their dishearteningness on, and that's not a word either, but nonetheless, I said it. So yeah, I mean, it's just like how people were blaming everything on Vooch last season, and it wasn't just Vooch. It's not just Billy Donovan. He's a big part of that. Don't get me wrong. He is part of the problem, but it's not at all just him. Okay, Joseph, no, Derrick Rose isn't a true point guard. Derrick Rose is not he's never been the I'm about to set up the offense point guard. He's not that. And Derrick Rose isn't that caliber of player anymore. Derrick Rose doesn't do shit to fix this Bulls team. And keep in mind then too, you still then that would trust Billy Donovan to even use a point guard as a point guard, which he doesn't. And that's not how Derrick Rose is. Derrick Rose is not a true point guard. He's a scoring point guard and a damn good one at his prime, which he isn't at anymore. And he was able to change offenses and get so much out of offense because of his ability to just be amazing, but he's not that player anymore. And he's never been I'm about to distribute and set up these other players. That's why Joakim Noah had so much ball handling responsibilities on this team, right? And Luol Deng did as well in Derrick Rose's early career. Derrick Rose is not a true point guard. I think we romanticize what Derrick Rose's game was. He was never the true, you're about to run every possession through me. He wasn't a scoring sense, but not in the fact that I'm about to set everybody else up. I agree. But again, this team has made their bet on Billy Donovan. They gave him extension. We are a cheap franchise. They're not firing. He had one. It said several more years. So let's just say several as 3, because it's not a couple. Let's say it's 3. That means he has 4 years left on his contract after this season. The Chicago Bulls and this franchise is not going to fire. Keep in mind, with coaches in the NBA, you still have to pay them those years that they're not coaching. There's no way Jerry Reinsdorf is about to allow. They're still paying Jim Boylan. There's no way that they're about to allow Jerry Reinsdorf is going to allow Acme to fire a coach and then be paying 3 head coaches because they still have Jim Boylan. I think they're still paying him another season after this season. It's not happening. It's not happening. So I get that. And I understand everybody's frustrated. I'm frustrated with Billy too. I understand that. I'm not defending Billy as a coach. Billy is an issue. I'm just a realist. They're not firing Billy Donovan. So can we put our energy elsewhere, right? At the end of the day, you have to it is what it is. Not to say that you have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. But at some point, you just got to come to a place of this is what it is. And that's what it is. This team is not firing Billy Donovan. But all right, let's get ready. Let's open the phone lines. This is supposed to be a call-in show. Let me get up the phone line app so I can actually answer you. Where the fuck is the app? There it goes. Bam. All right, now let me put the number up here. We're going to do this. I don't know who's going to call first, but let's see. Call in live, people. There we go. Phone lines are open. Let's see what we got. Oh, by the way, if you hear me on the phone with somebody else, I don't have the call waiting feature. I can't put people in a queue to wait. If you hear me on the phone with somebody, do not call in. What's going on? Thank you for calling in to Chicago Bulls Central. It's Haize. What's going on? Can you hear me?
Hey, do you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, what's going on, brother?
Hey, this is Balgore Payne from the chat.
What's going on, bro? OG in the chat. What's up, man?
Hey, I'm just, I see that you didn't have a post-game show last night, and I totally understood. I want to preface this by saying I don't agree with the Doomers, but right off the bat, the last New York game pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
This one hurt because the spirit is gone. Now, if they move pieces, especially DeRozan, I'm just saying for everybody here, they got to look at the team differently now. This team is not playoff ready, but we've got something. We see bits and pieces of things coming together, and we need another year of cooking. It's just not working trying to push for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not completely out on the team, but there's a culture problem. Somewhere between the locker room and the court, something's not working. These guys can put together things for stretches, but if something's working, if Vooch is cooking down low, guess what? We're going to do that 3 or 4 times. He's not going to see the ball in the fourth.
Exactly.
Pack's cooking. We're going to see a few moves, and he just freezes out. And he's very deferential. There's a systemic issue beyond Billy, beyond talent. It's just for whatever reason, these guys have kind of lost the plot. And while I will be the first one to say that actually having a playmaking point guard would save this team, I'm ready to say they just need to start from square one and learn to play good basketball. It's not about the playoffs. It's about sustainability. And if we keep allowing these bad habits to fester, we're not going to be good now or in the future.
That's a great point, and I'm going to piggyback off that because everything you touched on, I completely agree with, and you hit spot on. The thing, too, is when you mention the future, one of the more concerning things is what have we done for Patrick Williams' development? What have we done for Io's development? What have we done for Kobe White's development? What have we done for the other young players on this team that still do have some potential? I understand the bet on, bringing in veterans to make this team a playoff team, but in doing that, you should have also been bringing the younger guys along. One of the things that concerns me the most about this team right now is the fact that we haven't done anything to help the development of these young players. So even if DeMar, Vooch were to leave tomorrow, if we were to be able to trade them for, let's say, Miles Turner and Buddy Hield tomorrow, you now, I still don't trust Billy Donovan to put the younger players in a position that's going to secure our future. We've seen glimpses of it, but we haven't cultivated that, and that's extremely, extremely scary on my part.
I agree with you. And guess what? I was watching OKC when they had OK3 and they ran it back year 2. And when Billy was initially hired, I had high hopes for him because for anyone who paid attention, there was a player, he's out of the league now, Terrence Ferguson. Guy was trash, but excellent athlete, and Billy kept running with him. He had lots of bad games, but Billy kept running with him. And while he never, much like Alex Sabrinas and some other guys, he never really became that piece, you could see the progression. So I felt like with guys like Ayo, Pat, Kobe, he would figure things out to put these guys right. But I feel like in jumping to be competitive, he's like, okay, we got to ride the vets. And that's fine, but the vets are also very much, they're playing like they don't understand that these guys next to them are the future.
Yeah.
That goes for DeMar, Vooch. I could imagine us playing a sort of a brand of basketball where we're not expecting DeRozan to go off 30, 35, but we're seeing like 24, but with that, he's getting 8 assists a night. His gravity is just so ridiculous. We feel like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of turnovers in the initial changing of our play style, but we gotta go. We got to just do it, because at this point, what we're doing is not working. And these young guys are being wasted. It's a shame. I swear, if Pat gets traded and he goes off somewhere else, my fandom is done. I'm going back and
I feel you.
I couldn't watch it. I can't take another guy being moved and working out elsewhere. This team has a culture problem, first and foremost.
I definitely agree with you. Definitely agree with you. Thank you, Blacklar, playing for calling in, brother. I'll see you in the chat, man.
All right. You have a good one, brother.
All right, you too, bro. All great points there. Like that was one of the best call-ins I think I've had since all the call-in shows that I've done, to just be 100% honest. Spot on with everything that he said. Great insight, great perspective on that. Yeah, I agree with all of that. It's the Bulls are in a definitely unique, and we came into the season in a unique situation, right? We know that we had a roster that didn't really improve in the way that we would have liked to see in the offseason, but we didn't know that for the Bulls to kind of really go above their stock where they were last season, it was going to take development from Ayo, it was going to take development from P. Will, and we just haven't seen that. But they have not been put in those positions quite often either. They do not have the usage rate or the amount of time with the ball in their hands to really develop that skill set. But phone lines back open, guys. Go ahead if you want to call in. I'm watching it now. Popovich knew how to call. I mean, he's also Pop, right? It's a big difference between being coached by Pop and being coached by Billy D. That's a big difference in just ability. That's a big difference in coaching style. That's a big difference in, like, Pop, say what you will about Pop. Pop developed almost every. There's rarely a player that came through San Antonio that did not develop, and that's even veterans. Look at DeMar. He developed someone. He was in San Antonio. He was at that point a vet for almost a decade. All right, we got the next call coming in. All right, caller from the 312. This is Haize at Chicago Bulls Central. What's going on?
Hey, Haize, how you doing, brother?
I'm
this
good.
Is Joseph, the guy that said we need Derrick Rose on the team.
Listen.
I know I'm.
Go ahead.
Listen. This is what I have to say. Okay, if Goran Dragic can run the second team and have some real success, think about how much Derrick Rose would bring a real, true Chicago spirit, right? He's played on this team where he understands how important defense is. He's been with Thibodeau on 3 different teams. So if he comes over here, he brings a culture, he brings an energy, and actually we will get him for pretty cheap. And we bring the prodigal son home. Think about how much he'll bring the young guys along. Now if you really look at Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, all the shots that they take, a lot of them are hard shots. They're very, very hard shots that the defense is set on them. Now, I understand what you mean with Derrick Rose not being a true point guard. But if you really look at it.
My bad, bro. That was the ad. Go ahead. You good.
I'm sorry about that. Like, if you really look at Now, Derrick Rose, he has none of the explosion that he used to have, but he truly still does have some good drives. And in the fourth quarter, what you really need is a guy. Now, Zach LaVine, as athletic as he is, I think the biggest hole in his game right now is the fact that he cannot handle the ball. He still relies completely on his athleticism and his quickness, right? But Derrick Rose, the way that Derrick Rose breaks down defenses, if you really look, Derrick Rose could, if he played fit. Now, Kendall Gill said the same thing yesterday, and I was yelling at the TV because I saw the fact that he sees it too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you think about that. Tell me what you think about that.
I just think Derrick isn't that guy
and
anymore.
I appreciate, by the way, I appreciate you. All your podcasts.
Oh, I appreciate you too, bro. Thank you for the support. I just don't think Derrick Rose is that guy anymore. Like, will he bring excitement? Absolutely. But Derrick Rose isn't that, like, he doesn't break defensive down like that anymore. Even in last season, I know he hasn't played much this season. Last season, in averaging almost 24 minutes per game, he did not have the impact that we're used to Derrick Rose seeing. I just don't look at Derrick Rose outside of anything being an attraction just for Bulls fans. But we've already bet on a 33-year-old player in DeMar to try to save this team. To bet on now a 34-year-old Derrick Rose, who former MVP, all that. I don't see that. I don't see, not to say that it wouldn't help him coming off the bench, but that's not the move that this team, we got so much that we need from this team that, why the hell does this keep playing? Fucking hate ESPN tabs. We got so much that we need from this team to address. We need size. We need shooting. We need three-point shooting. I think all those things have to become priorities first before we worry about bringing back a Derrick Rose. This is my opinion.
I understand that, but I think the biggest thing, if you watch how they go through their droughts, is because there's no one there. Now, Ayo, I love Ayo. I love his game. I love his hustle. But the thing is, Ayo's a little bit overstretched running with that first team, and so is Alex Caruso, because they don't know how to they don't see the floor properly. Now, it may not be Derrick Rose that we need, even though I believe that. But what I think a true point guard would really calm this team down, because I feel like in a lot of ways, especially the young guys, they're kind of lost. When I watch Ayo and when I watch, they're kind of real tentative, and even when they do shoot, once they miss once, you can kind of see it in them. They don't want to really shoot again because of the pressure. Now, somebody like an older point guard, not necessarily an older point guard, but a point guard that understands and sees the whole floor as a floor general, I think he would, like, if you watch Alex Caruso, he does that on defense. He points guys to where they need to go on defense. We really need somebody like that on offense. If you look at Lonzo Ball, when he comes back, I don't see it. Maybe the three-point shot is there, but it's going to be very hard for him to just jump into this offense and kind of fix everything. But the fact that we're betting on Lonzo Ball that hasn't played in a year makes me think, I feel like we really need a floor general. And I know there are very few in the NBA, and when they do come, they come very, very, very seldomly, and they're very highly sought after. But I think that somebody may, like I said, I agree with the fact that Derrick Rose may not be a true point guard. But if you look at this team, and we have the weapons, if Derrick Rose, he don't really got to completely break a defense down. But the fact of the matter is, he understands how to play the game.
Well, that's the
and
thing,
him
though.
Being at home,
I think that you're relying on the things that don't have to do with basketball. You're talking about the story aspect of the story of Derrick Rose coming back to Chicago is all cool. That's all good. Derrick Rose, the player that you're describing, that's not Derrick Rose anymore. At least not like that's just not who he is now. He's not the I'm about to give you the ball and just break down the defense. That's not him. And then at that point too, you're still looking at his contract's $13 million. Just getting him on the cheap for $13 million if you're trading for him. Now, if he's waived, that's different. But then you're looking at two ball-dominant, 33 and older players in Derrick Rose and DeMar DeRozan on the team. And to me, we've seen that story. That doesn't really do much for it to me.
Yeah. I guess so. I guess I'm that one of those guys. I mean, I still miss this team, but the more I watch this team right now, the more I miss the hard defense. And And I feel like Vooch, none of these guys can really speak up, and I feel like none of them want to step on each other's toes. But we really need somebody on this team that'll be kind of an a-hole. You know what I'm saying?
That I 100% agree with.
In their place.
100% agree with that.
All right, brother.
All right, Joseph. Thanks for calling in, bro.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, brother.
Good luck with everything.
Great call from Joseph there. Great call. We can disagree and still have a great conversation. And to Joseph's point that we need somebody who's going to look these team in their face. We need somebody who's going to be in the locker room. You bitch ass motherfuckers, you. After losses, that's what we need. All right, let's get into this next call we got from Shay. Shay, I swear to God, I'm going to let you know now before you say anything. If you try to be cool again, talking about something you know who it is, I'm going to hang up on you. But all that jokes aside, what's going on, brother?
Well, what's up? What's up, my nigga?
What's up, Shay? What's good?
Anyway, honestly, all BS aside, I think this might require a team meeting. Like, I mean, maybe it might be a trade that probably should happen. And again, my bad for saying that we might not need a trade, but I mean, maybe this might be resolved with like maybe a team meeting, like maybe a team dinner, like one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about something. Maybe you probably already brought it up, or maybe Stacey King already brought it up. Maybe Dre. I know this may sound stupid, and forgive me. Maybe Draymond Green is a free agent next season. Maybe he's probably that asshole that we probably need on our team to like toughen these guys up, like on a leadership perspective.
Hey, listen, Draymond would have punched so many people in the face by now with frustrated being on his team, bro. Like, he may have punched Billy Donovan in the face. We may have gotten a Latrell Speedwell situation if Draymond Green was on this team. But I do agree with you. We need somebody with some edge. We have a team of a lot of nice guys, and you talked about a players-only meeting. I would love that if this team do that, but my only concern if they did call a players-only meeting is what they going to say? It's a bunch of nice-ass guys on this team. What they going to say? Like, I just don't trust Zach to be the one to call anybody out in a players-only meeting. He just doesn't seem like that guy. And to anybody, he needs to be calling himself out first. And that's my thing with the only veteran that I feel like has the right to call anybody out at this point is Vooch. DeMar, he can't call nobody out until you're going to give effort on defense because you suck ass on defense. Zach LaVine, are you going to shoot the ball well? You're going to go back and get into the hole? You got to shut the fuck up too. Vooch has been the most solid veteran that we had, the most consistent player that we've had on this roster this season. He just has. And I know there are going to be some Bulls fans that haven't. Go ahead, Shay. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, and can I address something? It's not that I love Vucevic so much, man. And I've said this before. Think about it. We've complained since Joakim Noah left. Oh, we need a center, a good inside presence, blah 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 blah. But now that we've gotten them, we don't even use them. So that's why I've always been the type of Bulls fan. Be careful what you wish for. All these Bulls fans ask for all these trades and all that other BS. You know what I'm saying? Try to fix trades may sound cool and it may work, but try to fix what you have first before you talk about what you need to get. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. We have a team full of talent. Yet, no real direction or no real camaraderie. Is that the right word? You know what I mean?
Well, I know what you're saying, and I'm at a loss to figure out the right word. But I mean, you're probably right. I agree with 100% of what you're saying, Shay. 100% of what you're saying today. Man, you cooking right now.
True. It's just like everybody always wants to trade. Try to fix it. Try to tighten something up before throwing it away. Trade and blowing it up and rebuilding that. Let's face it, bro. And for all y'all talking about blowing it up, do y'all see that we've gotten the 7 pick?
This is the thing. The people who say blow it up are just lazy. And that's the thing. Like I say this every season, Shay. You've been around. Every year that there's a narrative that starts, and then everybody just says the same goddamn thing over. And then when you ask them, all right, well, so what's the benefit of blowing it up? Oh, well, we can get a number on. You do know we have a less than a 50% chance of holding on to our pick. Like it's a lazy thing.
We don't even own our first pick
outright. Yeah, we don't own it outright. We own it if it's top 4, but it's like people just one thing starts and people are like, oh yeah, that sounds right. We're tired of this team. Blow it up, and then everybody just says that blindly. Is like I hate the game of phone operator that this team plays so often all the time. Oh, we lost Shay. What the hell happened to Shay? Shay, if you're still on, call back in, bro. But yeah, it's definitely an issue. While we're waiting on another, is Jay calling back in?
Connecting.
From the 313, this is Chicago Bulls Central. What's going on?
Man, shut up, man.
Oh, this your bitch ass. Shut your dreadhead, light skinned ass, motherfucking old. No, what's up, brother?
Man, where you want me to start, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Matter of fact, why don't you start with what we talked about on the phone the other day?
With just DeMar?
Yeah.
I mean, this is how it is with DeMar. He's not a defender. He's one of the worst defenders in the NBA. Like he don't help on defense. He's not a good one-on-one defender. He's not a good lateral quickness moving defender. He doesn't communicate on defense. Like he just don't do nothing defensively for us. Like a lot of things happen because they are attacking him now, which starts to help. And then after they start to help, then everything start collapsing one by one. Like because you got to help off this dude. So then here come the other helper coming to try to get on this man, and then here come the other helper coming to get on this man. And it's a wide open jump shot. Like and another thing though, like we also like excluding DeMar defense, but we're gonna stay back on DeMar. It'd be a lot of times there'd be some solid defense out there playing and somebody helping for no reason. Like I don't know what the defensive scheme is with that because it's not even like traps. It's like you shouldn't help unless somebody like really get beat. If they play a good defense, leave it alone and trust the defense and hope for a miss. And then that like a lot of times because that makes Roots come help, and then when Roots come help, there goes the rebound and stuff like that. But that's how DeMar is defensively. Offensively, there's only one way he can score, and that's through ISO. He can slash, but that's still through his ISO. But he's not a catch and shoot player. He's not somebody that just cuts and be like, damn, good cut, DeMar. And then it's like, have we even seen DeMar catch a lob for the Bulls? Other than last year when it was a steal at the end of the game and Alex Caruso threw the lob up. Mm-hmm. So you don't get that out of him. You don't get hustle scores out of him. The only way you can get a score out of him is if you just give him the ball and everybody get out of his way. And then everybody be like, well, why is everybody just standing still? Why? Because that's the only thing you can do when you get the ball to DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah. Well. DeMar and the way he affects the offense, I think people don't really, for the people who just box score watch, they'll never understand what we mean when we talk about how DeMar slows things down, how he impacts lack of development from other players. I'm not saying he's a horrible player at all. I just think
he's not horrible, but
he's a horrible defender. This is what
Raptor fans, this is what Spurs fans told us last year, and we thought they was crazy.
Yeah,
and it's all coming into fruition this year because the magic is gone.
Yeah.
He came in with a chip on his shoulder last year, and he had something to prove. That's all it was to it. And now it's gone. The honeymoon is over. The real DeMar DeRozan was here. We knew it wasn't going to be sustainable, so now all his ugly black eyes is coming too. The makeup's gone. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You said he dropped the filter is what you saying, bro? The filter's gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he went on Snapchat and went and got an old Android. Man, it's just crazy. And then last night, where do we start? I get officiating was terrible. That was the first start because every time they missed the call on us, I swear to God, New York came down and hit a three. those are backbreakers. They start adding up. Like, but like to like be giving Vooch all this slack. He got dominated last night by somebody I think scored 2 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Mr. Robinson scored 2 points off of like, but he killed him every time off of offensive rebound all day. He couldn't box him out. And I'm like, well, if Vooch gonna play like this and then still not even getting those shots, like I know Drummond had gotten the early foul trouble, but I ain't gonna lie, I would have told Vooch at the beginning of the game just because how he got dominated by Mitchell Robinson the last game. Hey man, he's not a good matchup for you. He young, long, athletic, spry, and all that. We need to put Drummond body on him. Like, just take this and go to 10. We've been shaking up lineups all around anyway. Like, I'm pretty sure he understood one game.
I mean, I feel you.
Like, and then on top of that, like, I said this on Pat, and it was like, I don't think it was like corresponding. But why in the third quarter, late third quarter, Zach and DeMar was on the bench together?
Yeah. One of them should have been in the game, but I do think at that point, I think Billy Donovan was just like, "Hey man, listen, we're about to get our asses kicked." It
was like 9 to 12 points, bro.
Yeah,
it was like 9 to 12 points.
Yeah,
like what? And remember Stacey King, because yeah, that's right. Yeah, Stacey King said it. He said the Knicks don't even have an offensive lineup out here. They just got some of their hustle players out here. That is a time to have either Zach or DeMar in there. Like, and then like, and I'm like, bro, like Zach should be in that game because that's when Zach come in, and then a little bit later DeMar come in, and Zach comes back in. It's like, and you know, like Zach only played like 30 minutes. He usually play like 35. That's why he only got 12 shots. Everybody talking about your star player only took 12 shots. But he only had 30 minutes to take 12 shots. Like, what is he supposed to do? Y'all saying he only took 12 shots, and then at the same time y'all say he got a stupid shot selection. You can't have it both ways.
I mean, I feel you, bro. You know how it is with Bulls fans. You've been a part of this community as long as I have, bro. Like, Bulls fans are just, they pick a narrative and they're almost as bad as the national media in some ways. They pick a narrative. I even see people in the chat now, like, Black Dave, talking about Vooch. Like, it's just, people just, they really don't take in basketball in a way. They take in narratives, and that, I think, it hurts people's understanding of the game sometimes. But DeMar absolutely hurts this team more than he helps at this point. I get it. He does. Let me not say that. It's about even, but it's even. And somebody pointed out that DeMar's good against the good teams. Yeah, part of that is because he has to be, because he was so terrible defensively that the least you can do is go get to the free throw line. You just gave up 18 points on the defensive end. Go and get us 12 in the fourth quarter, DeMar. You owe us that.
Yeah, and then like for Pat to come out and score like 7 to 9 points that quick.
Yeah,
and then it's like
he got so 2 more shots the rest of that game, bro. That's crazy.
And it was like in the fourth quarter when he just cold. Like, so it's like, I mean, I don't mean cold from like bad shooting. I just mean from like not touching the ball. And like some of it is him. Some of it he got to just say, damn it. Like, give me the ball or whatever. Like, I get that. Like he's still trying to figure that out. But at the same time, like, y'all supposed to be deferring when y'all see this boy got it on. When y'all sitting here praising his talent every day. How can you praise somebody's talent, but you're not trying to show it?
Great.
Y'all sit here every day and say, "Oh, he's up and coming. He's up in this and everything. He's great. I've been working out with him and all that. I took him with me in California. But then whenever you play with him, you don't give him the damn ball. Like even like he worked out with him all off season, and he take him with him to the California to the Drew League, and he took all the shots. So what you bring Pat out there for?
Crazy, bro, crazy. All right, man. Let me give somebody else a chance to call, bro. I know you going off, and I know you frustrated. Everybody is, man. I'll catch up with you after this. All right, bro.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
That's my brother Ricky Fontaine in the building. Yeah, it's all great points there. All right, we got damn, y'all on it today. Y'all on it. This is gonna be one of the more successful call-in shows. Y'all pissed off, huh? 219 Chicago Bulls Central. What we got from you, brother?
Yeah, what's good, Haize? It's DeMar, man.
Oh, what's good, Jamal? How you doing, fam?
Man, I'm tired as hell. Just got off of work from the second job. Came home, went to sleep. Happened to wake up And by and by, you were doing the Crisis Light Hotline. I'm like, God works in mysterious ways. Lord knows I've been needing the. I don't even know if I called an nephew a voicemail last night. That's how tired I am.
No, you didn't. But
Man.
hey, I appreciate you calling in now, bro.
Always, man. Last night was just a testament to. I feel like last night was a perfect summary of what our season has been like. It started off with a lot of hope, and then it just all went downhill.
Real quick.
You know, like real quick. Like I remember, I think I stepped in and saw the halftime show, and I was agreeing with a lot of your points. I was like, yeah, the game's going pretty well. You know, we might be down, but we're in the game. We're playing a lot better. And I don't know what happened in the third quarter. It's like they just came out. It was like, yeah, we tried. We're done. And I'm just like, what's going on? And the problem was like, for most of the game, we were down like 13 points. It was a couple of threes, and we're right back in there. And just for whatever odd reason, they just seemed to have given up. And it was the most frustrating, pathetic showing that I had seen. And I was upset. I was legitimately hot last night. Like, going into work was a pain in the ass because I was that angry with it. And everything, like, I'm for real. Like, I'm moving pallets angrily at work and everything because I work at a warehouse for my second job and things like that. I don't understand the mentality of the team. I don't know what it is that's not clicking with them. It's like we have talent. We have really good pieces, but for whatever odd reason, we're trying to put together a puzzle without the picture, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. How do you not understand that, you know, and I've heard so many different things. I don't know if it's like somebody was saying maybe we need to bring DeMar off the bench. And I'm at that point now where it's like desperate times call for desperate measures. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, do we need to bring DeMar off the bench? Maybe we do need to put him on the bench and see if he can just, have a second unit, take as many shots as you want. I don't know, you know, because it's like, you're not getting Patrick Williams involved the way that you should.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting Vooch involved the way that you should. You know, a lot of these guys, I don't know what's going on with this offense, man. I don't know. Our defense still, for whatever odd reason, seems to be decent at times. The problem with the defense is just it has to be consistent for 4 quarters. But defensively, we're still a good defensive team. But offensively, it's like we don't utilize what we have to the fullest extent, and that's what screws us over for most of the game.
Yeah, I mean it's so when the fact of the matter of this team being one of the best second half defensive teams in the league and not the first half, that to me, right, would be one of the first things that I would focus on as the coach is like, how do we get this defensive effort consistent? Do we need to change up the lineup some? What do we need to do? Because that defense that you play in the second half, if the Bulls play that same brand of defense for the whole game, they'd be one of the top 5 defensive teams in the league. And then you let the offense kind of figure itself out. You mentioned DeMar possibly going to the bench, getting more shots. I mean, I think that when you look at the Bulls bench, Goran, Drummond, at that point, it'd be DeMar, and theoretically what we're talking about. I do think that that it doesn't stop the offense as much as it does because you do have a point guard in Dragic out there. But even then, it's like it's so much going on with this team, bro. Like, it's just frustrating as fuck, bro.
It is, and the crazy thing about it is, like you said, I think back to the Derrick Rose days. The Derrick Rose things weren't really that great of an offensive team when you look back at them.
Mm-hmm.
But what they had was a really great defensive scheme. And that's not typical for you. But defensively, that's what kept us in it. If you remember, I remember a lot of games where offensively we weren't that great. It was just Derrick Rose going off, and then a couple of role players might chip in here and there. But it was basically Derrick Rose with most of the offense. But defensively, it was like when we locked in hard, and we won a lot of games off of just defense and like, hey, we going out here to take this. This team, for whatever, I get so frustrated because even last night, it seemed like when the game was out of reach, that's when I saw them play the hardest defense. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it's too late, man. They're already up by 20.
Yeah.
What, now you want to try to go for that steal and play lockdown defense? What was that 3 quarters ago, you know?
Yeah.
And then just offensively, like you said, DeMar, and I like DeMar, and I don't want to just sit up here and blame it all on him. But like even I think that was Ricky who called in before me. Like you said, what was the point of you bringing Patrick Green back? I've seen you pass up on passing Patrick Green with the ball so many times. I'm like, get him the ball. Like, bro, why did you take him out there to California if you're not gonna trust him in the actual game to take a shot or say, hey Patrick, I'm sitting here in the corner. I'm letting you get the next 4 or 5 shots on you. I want to see what you practice, you know?
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like he does that. He just wants to go in and take tough mid-range shots with 3 people on him. And yeah, sometimes that works, but a lot of times it doesn't, bro. You got to get that within that rotation in the offense.
For sure. And he has to learn to play within the offense. Like, the offense was DeMar last season, especially with Zach being back and knee injury. And at the end of the day, it's this. The defenses have figured that out. They know exactly what DeMar is going to do. Even if you look at the way that people are defending, people are biting less on DeMar's shot fakes than ever before because they know, hey, if DeMar, if I don't bite on this, if I can avoid fouling him on this play, he's not going to pass the ball. He's going to force up the shot anyway. If we rebounded well, we about to get out in transition. It hurts the team, absolutely.
And it is that simple. Like, there was so many times I looked at it and I'm like, DeMar, I get it. Pump fakes is your thing, but it doesn't help you if I know that you're going to pump fake every single time you get a defender in close in your face. You know, sometimes you got to know when to just switch up and say, okay, I got it. Let me just shoot it, go straight up with it. You know,
yeah.
But the thing is, like last night they were picking off our passes so easily. They knew. Oh, yeah, they're about to pass it to the corner right here. I've seen so many steals, and I'm like, that is too easy of a pass, or they're just reading the scheme too easily because it's something we do constantly.
For sure.
And things like that. And I did not like that for last night. I'm always a Bulls fan. I'm always going to ride and hope that we can get things together. And I know like everybody else wants to hope that we can be like the Celtics of last year and flip it around and turn it around and things like that. But at the same time, you look at what's going on, and it's just like, whoa, these are some dark days, you know?
Definitely.
Because, like, we came in with so much hope, and this team has almost proving the naysayers right. Well, actually, I'll say they are proving the naysayers right. You know, people came in saying, oh, they're not even going to make the play-in tournament. And we was like, that's crazy. We made the playoffs last year. We're going to be better. And now they're proving them right, like saying, no, we might not even make the play-in. What's going on, y'all? Do y'all want it or don't you?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's definitely tough. But Jamal, thanks for calling in, brother. Let me get another chance for somebody else to call in, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely, man. Be safe out there, bro.
All right, you too, Jamal. Hey, it's getting so bad to the point that DeMar DeRozan pump fakes in his sleep. Like, you just know DeMar DeRozan, like, he walks around the kitchen. He's pump faking while asking his wife to hand him some milk for cereal. Like, DeMar, you know what? He pump fakes pouring the milk in the cereal. Like that's what he does. Like DeMar DeRozan, it's literally, you know, he's gonna pump fake it 18,000 times. He just pump faked it just now. He's not even playing basketball. He's probably somewhere in Walmart buying a shirt. He just pump faked it.
Connecting.
Thanks for calling in to Chicago Bulls Central. Who we got on the line?
What's up, Haize? This Omar.
What's going on, Omar?
From Dallas. Nothing much, man. So, my main issue is with DeMar and Zach, right? I feel like DeMar holds the ball way too much, and he's hindering the younger players' growth. And Zach LaVine isn't even living up to his contract, which is frustrating, right? And what we also have the team they choke a lot during the clutch time, like, you know, besides last game, because, you know, we got our asses kicked. Excuse my language.
Oh, bro, come on. This is Chicago Bulls Central, bro. You know I go off. You good to cuss, bro. You got this.
Yeah. Nah, bro. But, like, what makes it really, really frustrating is the fact that we got 3 fucking all-stars on our team, bro. 3 all-stars, right? And we continuously choke, right? A lot of these games were definitely winnable, right? I feel like, if we would have won a lot of these games, we probably would have been above 500 by now, right?
Yeah.
But these goddamn Chicago Bulls keep on choking, right? And it don't even seem like they play with heart whatsoever, right? Like, I feel like us Bulls fans deserve, bro, we deserve better than this. Like, straight up, man. Like, bro, I live all the way in Dallas, Texas, right? and I'm constantly on SeatGeek looking for tickets to go to like every other month, right? Courtside tickets, because I support my hometown. I love Chicago and I love the Bulls, right? But bro, I would be damned if I spent $1,000 goddamn dollars to watch this sorry ass team choke. Like, it's so goddamn frustrating, right? And every single game, I try to go into it like hoping for the best, right? And it's just gotten to the point to where like I don't have any hope for this team whatsoever, right? And at this point, bro, I feel like something needs to change. Like, I don't know, like if we need to make a trade or whatever, bro. I cannot keep watching Chicago basketball, bro, because it's just not fun anymore, right? Like, if DeMar is going to continue to ball hog the ball, if Zach LaVine is going to continue to take dumbass shots, I can't do it no more, man.
I feel you. Bro, I said it on the pre-recorded episode today. At this point, I can't knock anybody for how frustrated. That's why I couldn't do last night's post-game show. I was so pissed off at that loss last night that I came in the studio, I sat down, I turned on the camera, and I said, you know what? I don't have the fucking energy for this now. I'm going to sleep. That's how frustrated I was, bro.
Yeah, and I feel you on that, right? And and like a part of my frustration with yesterday's game was, of course, we got our asses kicked, right? But okay, we're all from Chicago. We know how much we love Derrick Rose and everything, right? But to see Derrick Rose drain a three and Bulls fans, go off and everything, like that's gotta hurt.
For sure.
And we're literally rooting for the Knicks of all people, man. Like, don't we have a rival with them?
Yeah, and that's the thing is that it took for Tom Thibodeau. He realized, hey, we just beat the Bulls twice on their home court. I'm gonna give Bulls fans something. I used to coach here. Let's go ahead and put DeRozan in. It took for Tom Thibodeau and the New York Knicks head coach to say, hey, let me give these fans something to cheer for because their team sucks ass. That's how bad we were last night.
Absolutely.
That's crazy, bro. That's wild, man.
Absolutely. Well agreed, man. So going forward, to be honest, I'm probably gonna cancel my NBA League Pass.
Damn.
Because I bought it just to watch the Bulls, and they're obviously not living up to the hype or the expectations that us Bulls fans were expecting, right? And bro, I'm so sick and tired of fans saying that wait till Lonzo come back. What is Lonzo gonna do? Lonzo ain't no goddamn Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen,
Yeah.
So I just wanted to blow off my steam and everything. Continue to keep up the good work. I always look forward to listening to the Chicago Bulls Central podcast. And yeah, good luck with everything, brother.
I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for calling in, man.
Of course.
All right, man. Be easy. DeMar DeRozan just pump faked 10 more times too, by the way. He just pump faked about like 15 times. It is what it is, though. All right, we getting another call. Looks like somebody just called and hung up. Yeah, it's DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan just called in, confirmed, because somebody called and hung up before I could answer the phone. Thank you for calling Chicago Bulls Central. Who we got on the line? Hello?
What's up, Haize? This is Matt.
What's going on, man? I thought you were DeMar for a second. I thought you was pump faking on the call, bro. I was about to say, come on, DeMar, stop messing with me. What's going on, Matt?
What's up, man? How's it going?
I'm doing good, man. How's your Saturday going?
I'm doing all right. I just wanted to say, I know you covered this before. I definitely believe something is definitely going on internally with this team. Like, inside the locker room, I don't know, like, if some players aren't getting along or what, but there's no way this is the same team from last year.
I agree. Yeah.
Like, there's, like, just, like, the overall attitude. They're, like, just, besides maybe a couple games, they're just, like, they're not having fun on the court. I don't know if maybe they don't like Billy Donovan. Maybe they're trying to prove a point that they want a new coach. I don't know. What do you think, man?
I don't see. The thing is, I at least coming into the season, I did think that the players liked Billy Donovan. I do think that like the stuff that happened between Zach and Billy Donovan, even though they've smoothed that over, once you do that, I do think there's some undertones there. I don't know if maybe the players are trying to get Billy Donovan fired, but I do think there's something there. I do think that, and there should be, if this team is not frustrated, if these players aren't frustrated by their underperformance as a team so far, then hey, we're even darker than what we think. If they're like, I get it, they don't show a lot of emotion on the court, but if they're not frustrated, and frustration on a team when you're losing like this, it causes some problems internally. I don't know how bad that is. We'll see how that goes, but this team better be frustrated, because if they're not frustrated, somebody got to smack all of them. Period. Everybody need to get smacked.
Facts. And I think that the front office needs to sit down the big three.
Yeah. And somebody said earlier that a player's only meeting or something needs to happen, but I don't know if, and they could already be having these conversations. I'm not saying that they don't, but I hope that there's a direct line of communication with the players and the front office. I know Billy Donovan is a company man. I know he said he talks to Jerry Reinsdorf, every day on the phone, something like that. But I hope that they're communicating with this front office, AK and Eversley, to really know how these players feel about what's happening, because something got to give. If it's not going to be Billy Donovan, then you have to do something with the roster. It can't be the continuity bet. You can't bet on that anymore. You got something with this roster has to change. I'm not saying complete rebuild like some people are. I'm not saying blow it all up, but something definitely has to give. And I don't know if it's going to be the coach anymore since they extended him. I just don't know if it's going to be that.
When you say blow it up, though, do you mean like get rid of all three, or are you saying two or one?
Well, see, that's what when people say blow it up, I always take that as them meaning basically everybody must go, basically. That's how I take blow it up. If people mean something different by blow it up, that's why I say I don't want to see the team blow it up. I do think that you may have to look first at one of the big three. You got to see what options are available for them. That's just how I feel at this point. They still do have some time to work it out, but I think the closer we get to the trade deadline, we're about to be in January. December's almost over with soon. The month of January needs to be an evaluation and being on the phone a lot for AK and Eversley to see what you can get for these players, because something has to give. It has to.
I agree. In my opinion, like I wasn't for this, but at this point, I think we should find something for DeRozan and Vooch and build around Levine and Pat.
I mean, hey, there's a lot of people that share that, and you may not be wrong with that. Zach's not going. Like, that's the thing. Zach isn't going. Whether Bulls fans want to see him, he's not going. So that would leave that. I think if you actually focus on building Ayo, if you focus on building Dalen, if you focus on building up Patrick Williams with Zach, yeah, it may be a tough year or two, but I think at the end of that, you come out of that much better than what you are right now. Right now, the Bulls, like, they don't have a clear path to improve, because their main players are all over 30. They're all stubborn and kind of stuck in their ways, to their credit. I mean, they got paid millions of dollars to do so, but this team is it's in a weird place, fam. We're a weird place.
We are, man. We are. But hey, hopefully looking up from here.
All right, yeah, for sure, man. Matthew, I appreciate you calling in, brother.
All right, man.
All right. All right, we've been killing it with the call in. We're going to do probably 2 more calls, and then we're going to go ahead and shut down the call-in line. I appreciate you guys calling in, especially because it was an unexpected Saturday, but I think this was needed. I think we needed this therapy session. That's what I should have titled this. It's Chicago Bulls fan therapy session instead of a crisis hotline. You've reached the Chicago Bulls crisis hotline. What's going on?
What's good? It's Nick Tolliver.
Oh, what's going on, Nick, fam?
I'm not gonna lie, Haize, the sky is never falling over here, but that motherfucker ain't reach. I'm damn near grabbing the motherfucking stars, and I'm about to throw them at DeRozan. Let me just start by saying this, man. This might be an unpopular opinion, but we heard it before they even stepped foot together. In my opinion, for us to win consistently, DeMar and Zach, they not compatible to the extent that we need them to be, because there's 2 types of scorers in the NBA, and I think they're the best examples. You have someone who's very reactive. Yeah, Zach takes a lot of tough shots, but when you see the tough shots he takes versus DeMar, it's all off reaction. He catches the ball and immediately does something. DeMar goes into a game, says, all right, I'm going to score X amount of points. I'm going to attack this person because I know he's going to bite. Zach catches the ball and says, man, if I'm going to score 20 to 30 points, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah. If I'm open, I'm going to do it. If I'm contested, I'm going to shoot it.
And that could be good and bad. But the way DeMar slows the offense down is slowing everyone else's play down. And that's what everyone's finally been noticing is that DeMar slows the game down in a negative way too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
like,
last season it was easy to overlook because he was the king of the fourth. He was doing all this amazing stuff, and a lot of people didn't watch DeMar in San Antonio. So seeing him do that at the stage with the Bulls was exciting. But it's gotten to a point now where it's like, hey, listen, you can put makeup on a pig. A pig is still a pig. And DeMar right now, I'm sorry, he does some amazing things. He scores big points, but I would love to see how many points he specifically gives up to what he scores, because I'm telling you, the net impact of DeMar DeRozan is probably like 15 points at best.
Yeah, 100%. And I've been saying since the end of last season that, you know, in a perfect world, I would love if DeMar, instead of wanting to score, I understand it's a chip on your shoulder, all that, fuck that. I wish, especially we're missing Lonzo Ball. Goran, he's great. Io, great. Alex, but for you to say, you know what, I was just coached by Greg Popovich. Let me, instead of 25 and 4, let me at least try, because I think DeMar is a good playmaker. I think if he wanted to, this nigga can maybe average like 6 to 8 assists, bro. And that's just me being honest. Even if it's not consistently, he can average somewhere to 5 to 8, like within a span of games. Like if he just takes a step back and says, okay, let me get P. Will, the guy who I've been working out with all summer, open. Let me get Io open. Let me get Zach open. Because everyone goes on to him because they expect him to shoot. They figured out your game plan, bro. Start passing the ball out, because we have a lot of weapons, and it's like they can't be utilized. I went to the SAC game. I loved how Zach seemed very in tune on defense, but I'll admit, it's times on offense where Zach sees DeMar, and maybe it's just me, but his body language looks like, here we go. Like, it's the Debo show again. Like, this nigga about to just dribble until 2 seconds left and then throw something up and hope he make it. Like, I know Zach and Debo are probably close-ass friends and they hella cool, but I'm pretty sure Zach understands. Just like, he don't got that same shit KD got. KD was like, yeah, this shit sucks. I need to leave. I'm pretty sure Zach in the back of his head is like, I stayed for this, and it sucks because we all feel so high on Zach. And in my opinion, I could just be biased because I've always liked Zach since UCLA. But, man, if DeMar wasn't here, I think Zach would be playing a whole lot better. Yeah. And I'm not saying we don't need him. I don't think we can win consistently with him being one of our primary guys, though.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes to the simple fact that a DeMar DeRozan-based offense is simplistic just by the nature of how DeMar DeRozan has to score. That's just it. It is what it is. You can be a DeMar fan. You can be a DeMar stan. I don't care. Like, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying people who are listening. It's just reality of what it is. A offense that's heavily based around DeMar DeRozan is by nature going to be limited offense. On top of that, it also limits the type of team. Like, for the people who say, oh, the Bulls need a defensive stopper at center. Okay, but then what does that do for the spacing on the court? Because guess what? DeMar DeRozan, for all intents and purposes, is a low post scorer. But when you look at the way that he gets his points, so that point you're factoring in a center who probably can't shoot. And then you have two players that can only operate in the post. There's no ball movement in that case. It gets even worse. So like DeMar just makes it, especially when it's based around him and he's a very big featured part of the offense, it's just always going to make the offense extremely limited in what it can be.
Yeah, and I mean, like, right now, like, in my honest opinion, even with all the shit that's going on, I still would want to wait until the season's over to make a major trade. But if I'm being completely transparent, right now seems like one of the best times to trade DeMar, which I know we're not going to do and I don't want to do right now. But I feel like we might even get to a point where we want to trade him and teams are like, I don't know. Russell Westbrook, people knew for years, like, all right, bro, he's on a decline. But some teams were like, no, we still want him. Yeah. What if DeMar gets to that point where people are like, yeah, he could drop 25, but this motherfucker doesn't pass the ball and he slows down the offense? I'm pretty sure he look at what we could have been and see where we are because of certain veterans we have on this squad.
For sure. I mean, I think DeMar, he would have to go to a team that has like a strong culture already and a player that is a surefire superstar. That way DeMar can't come in and it can't just be based off DeMar, but we'll see, man. I mean, the last thing that we got word was DeMar and Zach, they both view them both as untradeable. So untouchable, I think is the better word. Untradeable sounds negative. So it seems like they're rolling with it, man, unfortunately.
Yeah, man. And, man, all I know is, like you said, Vooch has been the most consistent. I think P. Will has his nights. I think he's been playing a bit more aggressive. He's been playing off a reaction. Even though he misses shots, I like when sometimes he just catches the ball, immediately dribbles, pulls up. I love that.
Yeah.
I think we just need to, get back in the rhythm, and hopefully maybe this could be a sign. Like DeMar could be like, all right, let me try to get everyone involved. I don't know what it has to be, a team meeting, whatever it is. We just need to wake up. Like maybe they should watch their games. Just sit down and watch every blowout they've taken from last season to this, and just eat it. Just sit down and watch everything and be like, fuck, we're trash, so they can play better. Fuck, man, the Orlando Magic, that's all I'm going to say. Look how good they're playing.
Bro,
fuck.
They're 2 games behind us. That's wild. They came in expected to be one of the worst teams in the NBA, and they're 2 games behind us in the standings. That's frustrating, fam.
Very,
yeah.
Very. Especially seeing their players taunt us over the Vooch trade. I don't know if you be seeing social media, but their players be posting, like, thank you, Chicago. I'll be like, fuck.
Yeah. Crazy, fam. But all right, Nick, thanks for calling in, brother.
Yep.
All right.
Be smooth, bro.
You too, bro. All right, before we take another call, we got to play the official song of DeMar DeRozan. We got to play it. Give me 1 second. Let's where's the button I need? All right, we're about to play the official song of DeMar DeRozan. Come on, man. Everything. So I'm trying to make a joke, shit starts failing. All right, here we go. Yo, wait for it. Can y'all hear that? Let me know if you can hear for it. Can you hear it?
It's hot. I heard that when you watch it, some freaky stuff happens. Yo, I got the tape.
That's DeMar's song. That's the official song of DeMar DeRozan.
Up, you came to get it drunk with a dame and shit it drunk. You came to get it on. More than 5 O's in your bank to get it on. Roll up like that stank and get it on. Spank to fit it on. Came to get it on. Hold up, she wanna work.
That's DeMar DeRozan's song. Yeah, that's the song of DeMar DeRozan. Every day. That's DeMar DeRozan's song every single day. He wakes up and listens to that song to get him ready for the game. You know what? When DeMar is practicing and he's getting ready for the game, I guarantee you that's the song that's in his headphones every single time he's getting ready for a game. I guarantee it. That's the official song of DeMar DeRozan. That's it. That's the official song of DeMar DeRozan. Oh man, I did used to love that song too. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. I know there's probably people waiting to call, but I don't give a fuck. It's Saturday. We doing our thing. We gonna run it back one more time. Let's run it back one more time.
Connecting.
That's DeMar DeRozan's song. You can't tell me no different. I'm not listening to anything that anybody say other than that. That is DeMar DeRozan's official song. That's it. Like, he needs to have Joe Budden walk out on the court with him performing Pump It Up. That's what he needs to do. That's crazy, man. That's wild, bro. That's crazy, man. All right, somebody was calling. I declined the call because I was busy trolling DeMar DeRozan. Go ahead and call him back in. Oh, man. That is funny. That's funny as hell. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Connecting.
All right, there we go. We got the call coming through. What's going on? Thank you for calling Chicago Bulls Central. Who we got on the line? Hello? DeMar DeRozan called again. See? Listen. Hello?
Oh, here I hold on. Yeah, what's up? It connected late.
Oh, you good?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, though? It's Vaughn.
Oh, what's up, Vaughn?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. What's up, though? It's Vaughn. I was just calling to let you know DeMar just broke in my house real quick and did another pup face. So shit's crazy out here. I'm about to go to work, but I just wanted to make it known. When Derrick Rose came in at the end of the game, the love that the city kind of showed for him was like, you know, it kind of just symbolized the difference between, you know, what he brought his whole team, the whole team back then compared to the team now.
Mm.
and just the amount of love that the city and everybody showed for him. And I love Zach and everything, but a lot of times he kind of give off that look that he kind of feels like he deserves certain things, like he deserves that love and everything. And I just hope the players on the team today kind of realize, like, you know, how much love you'll actually get from the city and the fans if you actually go out there and play with heart and compete. And for the amount of talent we got on this team, I feel like, you know, they don't really play with that heart. And all these excuses that we can come up with every day, none of that really matters at the end of the day, because I just feel like they're not really putting on for the city. Like they kind of forget, you know, what they got on their chest. And that's just how I feel. Like, I just wanted to call in real quick and say that, though.
I appreciate you, brother, man. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for the support, fam.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you.
I guarantee that DeMar DeRozan leads the NBA in pump fakes. I guarantee you he does. Like, is there any way to prove that? Is there a way that, does any site track the number of pump fakes? But man, that's it today, man. I said I was going to take 2 more calls. We went a little over an hour. I appreciate you guys so much, man. I also got, at some point, I got to do Chicago Bears Central with the guys. I know they're probably waiting on me. I've been doing this damn call-in show. Thank you guys so much. Let me take this down before anybody else calls in. Call-in line is down. We're done with the call-in line. Thank you guys so much for the support, especially having 138 people in here on a Saturday for a non-game live stream. Appreciate you guys tremendously for that, man. But that's it for us for today. Make sure you guys follow the show at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text and or voicemail, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, because it's stuff like this, completely different. Not many people doing stuff like this. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button as well. We may do some more call-in shows. You know what? Maybe I don't want to say every, but we'll try to do a call-in show once a month. Let's try to do it once a month. We'll do it on a Saturday that there's not a game. But that's it from me for today, man. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See red.